did you ever have a family member profit off of the notoriety of any case that you settled?
Say again, you're asking
yes or no?
You're asking me to comment on a case currently.
Well, it seems you're connecting the dots, Mr. Attorney General. I'm just asking you as to a general principle, but you are aware that Judge Merchan's daughter was profiting off of this prosecution.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Gaetz put on an absolute clinic. This is how you dismantle these Democrats, and they come into these congressional hearings. They have no facts whatsoever. They make these bold claims, but some people just aren't as intelligent to give them any pushback of any substantive nature. But Matt Gaetz on the job today. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. Get you one of these shirts. It's my favorite shirt. I can't stop wearing it. I literally wear it every day. This is the same shirt I wear in my other videos. You call me nasty if you want to. I love my Trump shirt. And matter of fact, I may wear this shirt to the rally tomorrow. Get you one of these shirts. Link will pop up and it'll be in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Gaetz. I said this on the radio earlier, and I feel like I need to reiterate this. It is a sham what they did to Donald Trump. It's a sham. And you know, Republicans say it's a sham. That's fine. We say it's a sham. Any objective person can look at it and say, well, wait a minute. Because I did a video, Michael Knowles pointed it out the other day. What was Trump charged with? Half of the people don't even know. Ask your friend. Any liberal that says, see, Trump, what was his charges? 13K. No. That's not what the underlying charge was. What was the underlying charge that passed the statute of limitations, made it a felony, to now they could just charge him when they felt like it? I want to say this before we play the clip, which I'm going to play it in a minute. Donald Trump, first and foremost, it was past the statute of limitations for him misappropriating, or what do they call it, falsifying documents in his business. Past the statute of limitations. In 2017, I think is when this was alleged. So 2019 was over. They couldn't charge him after 2019. No charges was brought about. Nobody mentioned it. Nothing was convened. Nothing happened. If they wanted to do something then, they could have. They go way past the statute of limitations to upgrade it to a felony. A felony is if you somehow falsify documents in your business to conceal another crime, then that's when it becomes a felony. And if they somehow make it into a felony, then the statute of limitations is extended. Didn't investigate them even then. They waited until election year to put this into motion. They started investigating, I think, in 2022 or 23. So that they can end up on a court date in 2024 during the election. There's no way in the world that they should have done this. There's no way in the world it made sense. But Matt Gaetz is going to expose them because it was too much conflict. And like I said this in another video, it's too much conflict. The judge is donating to Democrats. His daughter is involved. Michael Cohen's, the guy who prepped Michael Cohen, who's a Democrat, was involved. That guy donated to his daughter $100,000. I mean, bro, like, what are y'all even doing? You couldn't find a judge that was impartial, that at least didn't donate to Democrats? But now you got him up here trying to defend it, and Matt Gaetz on that head. Roll the clip.
General, you've told us that it's a dangerous conspiracy theory to allege that the Department of Justice is communicating with these state and local prosecutions against Trump. You can clear it all up for us right now. Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fonnie Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
The offices you're referring to are independent offices of state.
I get that. The question is whether or not you will provide all of your documents and correspondence. That's the question. I don't need a history lesson.
Well, I'm going to say again, we do not control those offices. They make their own decisions.
The question is whether you communicate with them, not whether you control them. Do you communicate with them, and will you provide those communications?
If you make a request, we'll refer it to our Office of Legislative Affairs.
But see, here's the thing. You come in here and you lodge this attack that it's a conspiracy theory, that there is coordinated lawfare against Trump. And then when we say, fine, just give us the documents, give us the correspondence, and then if it's a conspiracy theory, that will be evident. But when you say, well, we'll take your request, and then we'll sort of work it through the DOJ's accommodation process, then you're actually advancing the very dangerous conspiracy theory that you're concerned about. Now, you were a judge, once nominated the highest court in our country. When you were a judge, I'm just curious, did you ever make political donations to partisan candidates?
No.
No, and you didn't, because that would create The potential appearance of impropriety.
I didn't, because there's a federal rule barring federal judges from making contributions.
Right, but under that same theory of attacks on the judicial process, like, shouldn't someone be owed like a jury of their peers and a judge that's non-biased rather than getting a judge from your political opponent's donor file?
I'm well aware that you're not asking a hypothetical. You're asking me to comment.
That ain't, listen, fool. We don't need to hear you give all this stuff. It doesn't matter what he's asking you to comment on indirectly. Is he pointing out facts or not? Of course, a judge would want to do that to avoid impropriety. Now, Merrick Garland can say that, but of course he don't want to say that because then his side look bad.
On a jury verdict in another jurisdiction which has to be respected. I won't comment on it. That case is still ongoing. The defendant,
Mr. Attorney General, I hadn't asked you about the verdict yet. We were getting there. I was talking about the judge. And so let me ask you this question about your time as a judge. Was there ever a time when you were a judge when you had a family member who was personally profiting off of the notoriety of a case that was before your court?
I'm going to say again, it's very clear you're asking me to comment on a case in another jurisdiction.
No, wait, hold on, Mr.
Clear to who? Who is it clear to? If you were a person you weren't following anything, you wouldn't know. You would just think that he was asking him a question. You wouldn't know what actually happened in the trial. He would give an answer, yes or no. Or he can explain why his yes or no is the answer that he gave. But he knows that there's something going on. That's why he's getting offended that he thinks that there's a connection, that Matt Gaetz is trying to make a connection. Because he know what the connection is already. He know.
Mr. Attorney General, did you ever have a family member profit off of the notoriety of any case that you sat over?
Say again, you're asking
yes or no?
You're asking me to comment on a case currently.
Well, it seems you're connecting the
another
dots, Mr. Attorney General. I'm just asking you as to a general principle, but you are aware that Judge Merchan's daughter was profiting off of this prosecution. You are aware that that creates the appearance of impropriety. You know the very reason there's a federal rule against judges giving donations is because it is the very attack on the judicial process that we're concerned about.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with anything you just said, but I'm not going to comment on it.
Okay, so you won't comment on it, Mr. Attorney General, but you had no problem dispatching Matthew Colangelo. Who's Matthew Colangelo?
That is false. I did not dispatch.
So Matthew Colangelo, and I'll cut it short so y'all don't have to watch it for a longer time, but Matthew Colangelo worked at the White House, left the White House to go work directly with the Southern District of New York and Alvin Bragg. Directly with it. He went from here to here. They were bragging about how they're going to put a team together to get Trump. They were running on, when I get elected, I'm going to get Trump. They hadn't even investigated Trump for anything when they were saying this. They get elected in 2023, they go back and try to find anything that they could possibly find on Trump to try to put it together. Now, Merrick Garland says he didn't dispatch the guy. He didn't make him go to the, come on, bro. Even if you didn't do it, you can't see that that's a coordinated effort, potentially. And then Matt Gaetz exposed him right away of saying, look, you get it. That's why you're trying to cover for it. That's why you keep referring to this story that I never directly brought up, because you know that those improprieties occurred in the Trump's trial. Why these people can't be honest? We know why they can't be honest, but why can't they be honest? Why can't they tell the truth? Why can't these people actually stop being partisan and say, I would never do that. This is wrong. If this is done, I can see how there could be concerns. Why can't they just say it? This man is supposed to be impartially working for the government. He's a Democrat working for his constituents. He is supposed to be working for America. He is supposed to be impartial. He can be partial. Matt Gaetz is working for his constituency. If his constituency want him to pose questions to Merrick Garland like this, he will. This guy's supposed to be working for all of us. Therefore, he's in the middle. He's impartial. He doesn't pick a side. But clearly, you can tell by the things he's saying, he's picked a side. That's what they do. They got in people that's going to pick a side. And I tell you what, when we get office again, we need to get in people that are going to pick a side. We need to get in Republicans that are radical, that are going to pick a side, and is going to inflict justice, rightfully so, on all these people that's been getting away with murder. I said enough. I think y'all can deduce the totality of what I'm saying in this video. But Matt Gaetz is, he went off. And he said a lot more, and which I think was absolutely profound. But he's calling this man out. He's putting the dots together. Now, I hope something happens from not just lip service. I'll see y'all on the next one. Get you one of these shirts. I'm out.